G-Dragon's ranking dropped, but he still took the crown? That's not just surprising, that's legendary. Today, we're diving into May 2025's Idol brand reputation rankings, and trust me, this month has everything. Shocking rises, emotional comebacks, and the kind of fan loyalty that'll give you chills. Let's get into it, because this isn't just about numbers. This is about power, influence, and the connection between idols and the people who never stop supporting them. Number 1, G-Dragon, the king who doesn't need a crown. Even with a 13.99% drop in his brand index, G-Dragon still stood at the top. That's not a mistake, that's impact. His brand reputation index fell from 6.6 million to 5.75 million, but here's where it gets fascinating. While his participation in media index dipped slightly, his communication and community engagement, off the charts. We're talking massive discussions, emotional responses, viral buzz. Words like perform, reveal, and sell out dominated search trends tied to his name. But here's what really hits home. He had a 91.25% positivity rate. Think about that. In a space where public opinion shifts like the wind, G-Dragon remains one of the most loved, most respected, and most talked about idols in the entire industry. His influence doesn't fade, it evolves. And that term floating around his brand lately? Übermensch. A nod to the idea of a transcendent, almost mythical figure. That's what he's becoming, not just an idol, but a cultural icon. Number 2, Jennie, the Phoenix moment. If G-Dragon is the king, Jennie is the queen making her own rules. Her brand index jumped by over 12 cents, landing her just behind G-Dragon at 5.39 million. But what's behind the numbers? It's the Jennie effect. A mixture of effortless elegance, creative risk-taking, and total command of every space she enters, from Paris Fashion Week to global stages to Instagram stories that trend within minutes. Her participation index is sky high. People aren't just watching Jennie, they're engaging, reacting, supporting, and sharing her every move. Her name isn't just news, it's a cultural event. And when fans talk about her, it's not just admiration, it's devotion. Her solo path is unfolding, and it's not just strong, it's iconic. Number 3, Jin, the return that broke the internet. Jin from BTS made his long-anticipated comeback, and fans showed up. With a 6.65% increase in brand power, Jin pulled in an index of 5.25 million, fueled by one thing, unwavering love. This isn't just about numbers. This is about emotion. Jin served, Jin returned, and ARMY never left. His communication index was massive. Fans were counting the days, preparing projects, welcoming him with more than just hashtags. There were tears, there were cheers, there was a global emotional wave. In a world where attention spans are short, the loyalty BTS inspires is something else entirely. And Jin, he walked back into the spotlight like he never left it. Graceful, grateful, and more loved than ever. Top 5 breakdown, power moves and plot twists. Number 4, Jang Won-young saw a dip this month, but even with a 12% drop, she remains in the top 5. That speaks volumes about her staying power. She's young, but her brand is incredibly mature, built on stage presence, public affection, and smart positioning. Number 5, Rose Ekpink, quietly rose by over 12%, proving once again that subtlety can be just as powerful as a viral moment. Her solo work continues to build a loyal global following, one that resonates deeply with her authenticity. Honorable mentions, the climbers and the comebacks. Cha Eun-woo continues to cement himself as more than just a pretty face. His performances, acting, and charm are turning heads and making noise in the rankings. Karina and Winter of aespa are creeping higher. Their influence in the metaverse scene and beyond is creating a futuristic idol model, and fans are buying in. And BTS? Despite limited group activity, almost every member, Jimin, Jungkook, RM, V, J-Hope, Suga, is still dominating individual charts. That's the power of a global bond that goes beyond music. So what does it all mean? It means numbers can drop, but legends rise. It means loyalty still matters in this industry. And it means idols who build real relationships with their fans through music, moments, and meaning will always come out on top. This isn't just a list, it's a love story between artists and fans, between fame and impact, between data and emotion. So let me ask you, who surprised you this month? Whose rise made you cheer? Whose name do you want to see at number 1 next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's celebrate the voices, the faces, the stories that shape our world. Because next month, anything can happen. And something tells me it will.